Jesus to yourself. I know nobody else understands you. I do. I do. Be gentle to yourself. I know nobody else understands you. I do. I do. So be gentle to yourself. And be gentle to yourself. And be gentle to yourself. Good morning, good morning, and good morning. It is early in the morning. It was on my heart to talk today and speak today about an uplifting message. And this message is for those who maybe are planning to get married, or maybe you are already married. Maybe you're in your beginning stages of marriage. Maybe you're in a year, or maybe 2 years, or maybe you're going through hard times in your marriage. Whatever place you're in, I believe that there's always a place for some uplifting, because marriage is rough, rough, rough. It is like one of the roughest things I have ever done. I don't know which is more difficult, parenting or or marriage. I mean, it's a challenge, but all in all, it is also worth it. I met my husband back in 2013. We have been together. Next year it'll be 13 years, and next month on November 10th we'll be married 10 years. To some it may not be long, to some it may be like, oh, you're still newbies, or I know people that have been married for 40 years and 35, but to make it to 10 is a big deal. So I'm proud of me and my husband's growth over these years, and there's things I wish I could have done differently on my end to make our, so that we wouldn't have had to go through some of the troubles that we've been through in the beginning stages, if you can understand what I'm saying. Sorry, that's my dog in the background if you hear all the feet rambling around. But if you're planning on getting married, I tell you to do it. Marriage is a beautiful, beautiful union, bringing two imperfect people together. And then you're going through this thing called life. With each other. You're not even prepared for the changes that's going to come. Whether you get together, you already have children. Whether you get together, you don't have children. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be a dramatic change in both of your lives. It's going to be, when me and my husband got together, our biggest, what's the word? One of our biggest challenges was communication. When you get married, you're still trying to figure each other out, right? You're still trying to figure each other out. You don't really know each other. Even if, like I always tell people, man, you could have been the best of friends for 35, 40 years. When you get married, it's like you are marrying somebody completely different. Things are going to change. When I got married to my husband, my entire family, I felt like they just disowned me once I got married. So you have to take into consideration, when you have outer influence on your marriage, and what I mean by that is family, friends, situations, maybe children. You're going to fall maybe on hard times. You have to have a foundation already set, right? You have to have a foundation set. Our foundation should have been set on God, like it should have been set on, okay, now it is, but it took a lot for us to get to this place, because when we first got together, we were pretty much just like, oh, I love you, you love me, and let's do this thing together. And God, I don't believe he wasn't a part of it at first. And I believe that's where a bunch of our challenges came in with the communication, the arguing, the fussing, the fighting, the separation, the everything. You know, there's plenty of people out here that will tell you the good side of marriage and make everything look like butterflies and, oh, we're just so in love. When that camera turns off, maybe maybe they have gotten to a place where they could say, "Oh, we're so in love," but each love story has its ugly patch. I mean, you're going to go through an ugly patch. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is, I mean, ever like what it seems. To be honest, um, I would encourage people who is thinking about getting married to get to know each other first. Enjoy that moment. Enjoy that little beginning stage of getting to know one another. Embrace that. Embrace that. Embrace, having fun with each other and not rushing or not you're like, oh, we got to get married now. I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you will get to a stage where you're like, let's get married now, or whatever your beliefs may be. I already had children before I got married. I had 2 children before I got married. When I met my husband, he already had 2 children. So we both already, had kids out of wedlock. So, I mean, hey, but at that point in my time, I had no relationship with God whatsoever. Like, my foundation with God right now is set. Not saying that, oh, everything is just, oh, so perfect, because it's not. We still go through challenges. Almost 10 years married. There is never just no smooth sailing point in our lives. We're trying to get to that point, but it's barely ever any type of just, oh, smooth sailing. Um, I would say enjoy that and enjoy that time of just, when me and my husband got together, we used to have so much fun. I mean, all over each other. There was nothing nobody could say, nothing nobody could do that could break us apart. I don't care what he brought into the marriage. Like, if he had any barriers with him, any baggage, it did not matter. The same way I'm 10 toes down now. Nobody could tell me nothing when we first got together. The same with him. And it builds. The reason why I say hanging in there is so worth it, because over the years, and I can't say this for everybody, because some people, their marriage is just, I mean, it's sad, but some people's marriages just dissipate. And I would hope, like, if my marriage is ever in that place, that I could have some friends and family in my life that will more so uplift us and bring us together more so than separate us. Because you'll notice when you're married, or when you get married, you'll notice that there's more so people in your ear who's more so like, oh no, leave her, leave him. You'll do better without him. You'll do, like, when God says, let no man separate what he has brought together, that stands no truer than when you're with your spouse. Like, let no man tear apart what God has joined together. You will have, whenever you say I do, whenever you take that commitment, that oath before God, that is what keeps you together. I'm more so stand on that than, I mean, sometimes I'd be like, sometimes you can't even look at each other. That's how much you just don't like each other at the moment, right? But then you have to reflect on the oath you both made before God. That is the foundation, and that is what always stands. There's times where my husband and I can go, I don't think it ever got into like a week, but we can go 2 days for sure without saying anything, and it'd be like, oh, you're really just passing each other by, where you're not even saying nothing. You're not even saying anything. You're just like, oh, how are you? Good morning. Like, just with attitudes, and just a place that no marriage should even be in. You should never want to be in a place in your marriage to where you don't even like each other, right? You want to be, you want to have that type of union where I can come to you. You can come to me about anything. You can feel safe with me. I can feel safe with you. I can lean on you. You know, we're in this together. This is not a thing of battle. You get what I'm saying? We're not in a war. And it's so easy to forget that. It's so easy to forget. You know, when me and my husband would go through things, it would be my family and those around me. Some of the people around me, that would be the the being in my ear, so to speak. They'd be like, "Oh no, leave. You could do better. Oh, you could do." And I would listen to that. I would listen to it. I mean, because it was what my spirit and my soul and just everything in me. It was just feeding me, and it's just what I wanted to hear. I didn't want to hear, oh, make it work. Not that I had people around me like that, because I had nobody around me who was like, I maybe had 2 people in my life who brought God to me. Whenever I go through things, they bring God to me. They bring, oh, you know, it's going to be okay, you know, uplift me, oh, it's going to be. But when I tell you, marriage can bring a lot. It is a true eye opener to those around you. It is a true eye opener as to, it's so hard to explain. I'm going to find words, I promise. I'm going to find words because I don't want to come off wrong. But it'll open your eyes to those around you, because I just knew that my family would be there for me no matter what, never change faces. And when I mean my family, I mean my parents, I mean my siblings, I mean my sisters, brothers, cousins, uncles, aunts, whatever. I just knew that that would never change. And it did. It did. The minute I took my husband's last name, it felt like all of that. The only time my family would be there for me is if I was like, okay, me and my husband having an argument. I don't want to be here. I want to leave. I want to, you know, and then they'll be there for me. I mean, in the blink of an eye. And I mean, my 10 children, they would never, ever, ever get that from me, ever, not once. When they go off to be with their spouses, I'm going to be more so that support system versus the separation system, because you never want nobody around you, and you always go to God first. I'm learning that, not to go to human, not to go to men, go to God with our problems. Don't go to, I mean, you'll learn. It is a learning process. Marriage is a learning process. You are learning as you go. You will never know everything. You will never know. Y'all are teaching, you know, each other the way they love each other, the correct way. When you go to God and not to man, you will have a way better outcome. You're not, you know, you don't never want to talk bad about your spouse. I've been guilty of that in the past. I have been guilty of plenty of things in the past that that I regret. I wish I could take back, but at the end of the day, it's done, and it's what built us in our marriage, because we've learned what not to do. We've learned how to be better for one another, no matter what. My husband and I, we have been homeless plenty of times together. We had to have separated. We've been in shelters. We've, traveled the world. Not been everywhere, but we've been traveling. And not in the way of traveling you would think. Not in, oh yeah, we're going to this Bahamas. No, it was, okay, we lost everything. Let's go move somewhere and try to rebuild it somewhere else, you know. Or, in the beginning when we first met, yes, we would go different places. Hey, stop. We would go different places and be able to enjoy stuff. But once you have children, it is very hard for some, not all, to just be able to say, hey, I got all this money or we got this money saved, let's just go here. Especially when you have a big family. Especially when you have a big family. Bella, excuse me. Sorry, these dogs, they're just up and at it. I'm sorry. But when you have a big family, it is not that easy for you to just say, okay, I'm just going to get up and I'm just traveling the world. I mean, for our family, it's not that easy. So we've been to a couple of states, but it has not been like, okay, some like it's to where, oh, we're just going to go on vacation or we're going to just go and do. No, my husband and I have been through the wire, and I love my husband so much. I love him, and I think marriage has been one of the best things that could have happened to me. Even though it has been one of the toughest things that happened to me, it has been one of the most challenging things, but one of the most rewarding. I love seeing the fruit. I love seeing the fruit of our family grow. I love seeing the fruit of our love grow. I love seeing all the children that are made from our unionship. I love seeing it. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how everything, I just can't wait to see the our end story. And we always talk about like, oh, let's write a book. Let's do this. Let's do that. We always talk about it. Like, let's do that, And I mean, I just love my husband. I could say so many, things about him. And I just encourage those who are even seeking marriage to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. But I would encourage you to get to know one another, get to understand and know each other's interests. Do y'all both believe in God? Do y'all both stand on family? Do y'all both like to travel? Is one an introvert, extrovert? Do one celebrate holidays? Do the other don't? Sorry, I had to put my doggies up. But yeah, I would encourage you to just get to know each other, and we'll talk further about these things further down the line, and further videos. But I believe marriage, all in all, is a beautiful unionship, and I believe that. I mean, it is just so true. Once you do get married, I mean, it can bring the best out of you, and it can also bring, things out of you that you have to, go through with each other. Therapy, I mean, I don't, the marriage therapy, I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest, going to God, both of you together. If you do happen to find yourselves in a, in a hard situation or some trying times, go to God together. Open that book up. Open the Bible up. Go through it together. Read together. Depend on each other. Do not depend on, don't depend on, just the opinions of others. Don't depend on, oh, does this person have my best interest? Because 9 times out of 10, they do not have your best interest at heart. 9 times out of 10, they would rather see y'all, apart. They would rather see y'all apart. I mean, there's some people rooting for you, but you will find out very soon there are a lot of people that's just not rooting for you, and that's just the honest to God's truth. Communication is big. Never just hold on to something that you want to speak to your spouse. Never just hold on to things, because I believe that makes things worse. You always want to be open and honest with your spouse. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter what it is. You go to him, you go to her, and y'all talk about it, so that later on y'all are not arguing about it. Anything. Try to go out and enjoy each other. Don't allow children to stop y'all from enjoying each other. Don't allow circumstances, whether y'all working long hours at work, whether y'all, doing extracurricular activities, whatever, which I believe should be done together for the most part, but whatever that may be. Maybe your husband like to go play golf. Maybe you like to go out with your girlfriends. I don't know. we don't have those issues, but um, I believe in date nights, and I believe that that builds, builds y'all stronger together, and that spark will never die. So yes, I believe in always dating each other, getting out whenever you can, not putting your children in between or in front. That has been also another challenge of ours. You don't want to put your children like just before, should I say, before the marriage. You don't want to, yes, you love your children, you love them, but they need to understand. They need to understand that they have a father who's a disciplinary, the mother who is just a matriarch. I mean, and they have to understand the difference between the two, because they will try to put y'all against each other, and you can't allow that. Y'all have to be on the same page when it comes to parenting. You cannot say, oh, you're telling the kids one thing and your spouse is telling the kids another thing. That's going to cause division in your home, and you cannot allow that. So I would say get in front of that get in front of it before it becomes a big problem. And I mean, it's just so much to marriage. I mean, because like I said, we're only almost 10 years in, which I'm very, very proud of us. And I'm so happy that we made it, to this, because there was times where we were like, are we going to make it or are we not? I mean, but by the grace of God, we have. And if you do have friends or family that's married, encourage them. If they come to you, I mean, if they already done made their mind up, for the most part, there's nothing that you can do. But, and if they choose to invite you in, because there's some times where people will come to you and they already done made the decision, oh, I left him, I left her. At that point, there's nothing you can do. But if somebody's coming to you for advice and they're like, oh, hey, so-and-so, I'm going through this with my wife, or I'm going through this with my husband, try your best to be of encouragement. Do not, it is not your place to say, well, you need to, you need to leave. That's your best option. No. You build them up. I don't care how much you don't like the wife. I don't care how much you may not like the husband. You build them up. You try to keep them together. Unless there's any type of like abuse going on, or, even with cheating, I still don't think that's somebody's place to say, oh, leave or whatever. That's between husband and wife. And it's their decision. It should never be no outsider's decision as to, oh, whether you leave your husband, leave your wife. It should never be no outsider's decision. That's just my personal belief. And I mean, I just believe we should be here, especially when marriages. You should be building each other up, not trying to tear each other down. And if you have no friends in your life like that who's trying to build you up individually and together, then what are they in your life for? Just to talk, gossip? I don't understand. What are they in your life for if you don't have that person as your friend, as your confidant, whatever you want to say, building you up, trying to bring y'all together? Because that marriage can feel very lonely, because you realize that people don't have your best interests. You realize people do not have your back the way they claim to have your back. You start realizing it. I mean, it's a sad reality, but you start realizing quickly that people do not have your best interests. And it has caused a lot of havoc in my life, unnecessarily. I didn't need it. I could have went without it. It has caused a lot of unnecessary strife in my marriage, a lot of unnecessary problems, just by having the wrong people, family, friends, or not, whatever, just by having the wrong people in my life and saying the wrong things in my ear. Your marriage will never survive if you always have somebody in it. If you always have somebody in your business, if you always going to the wrong people, if you always have somebody in your ear, that's why it's best to just go take a walk. If you are that heated, don't pick up the phone, going to go talk about your spouse to somebody else or what y'all going through, because at the end of the day, they're going to be on the other end like, oh, for real? Oh, what happened? Oh, da, da. Oh, you should, really? He did that. And friends and family are not quick to forgive like you are. You will be quick to forgive your spouse, ready to move on. Y'all talked it through, but they're going to hold on to it forever. Use it against you. Use it against you. When you decide to say, you know what, I love my husband, I love my wife, and we want to work it out. But remember, you said you're going to really do that, even though you said that he did this, even though that you said she did this to you, and you're going to really try to work it out. Yes, I'm going to work it out, and they are unforgiving. So I advise that would be my number one advice to you. If you're getting married, if you are married, if you are going through strife or troubling times in your marriage, keep people out. Bring God in, keep people out. They will be the downfall of your marriage. Keep people out. Do not let your children, no matter how old they are, get in between, try to turn y'all against each other, because children are not, innocent when it comes to that. They're not. And a lot of times they know exactly what they're doing, and you have to, the enemy is going to try to tear your family down. It's so much. It's so much, so many different pieces to marriage. The enemy is at work. The minute you say I do, he is at work. And he's going to try to get to you. It don't matter through the outer family members and friends, through your inner family, your children, each other, whatever, he's going to get to you. And it's all about, how are you going to handle it? How are you going to fight the enemy? How are you going to do it? And I'm going to end it with this, right? Because I'm going to make plenty of videos on marriage and unionship, because that's what I stand for. I stand on it. I stand on marriage. I stand on two are better than one. I stand on that. So I will never be like, oh, just go ahead and go be single and go party and go do this. No. I'm going to end it with this. Your husband, your wife, when they walk in that door, y'all should be each other's peace. Y'all should be each other's peace. Y'all should be each other's sanctuary. Your home should be a sanctuary. It should be somewhere where you're like, woosah, I could come home and just let out. Because you're already fighting out there. You're already fighting the world. You're already fighting every single day. You're fighting. When you come home, you should be able to be like, okay, I'm home and I'm happy to be here. Home shouldn't be a place of, do I got anywhere else to go? I don't want to be there. Home should never be a place of headache. And my husband and I had to learn this the hard way. Home should be a place of peace, serenity, love. It should never be a place of just turmoil. Your husband, your wife, they would never want to be there. They would never want, y'all will never be making love. Y'all will never be, on the same page. Y'all will become roommates. Y'all will become enemies fast. Y'all will become enemies fast. And sometimes marriage can do that to you. The enemy will do that, have you thinking that you're laying with your enemy, and you're not. You have to fight the lies, fight the devil. Don't allow your marriage to go down to hell. Don't allow your marriage to be swallowed up by this evil world. Fight for your marriage. Fight the good fight. Fight for your marriage. And that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm in this with. Fight for your marriage. Fight for your family. Because when you say I do, all angles of the enemy is going to attack you. All right, so that's what I'm gonna end it with, and I hope I helped somebody. I hope that I was able to get through to somebody. I don't care who it was. I just hope and pray you're going to, marry your loved one. I mean, your spouse. I'm praying that you want to marry the one that you love. Marry the one that you love. I stand for marriage. So if you're thinking about it, go for it. Go for it. And just be prepared. Just be prepared for an imperfect marriage, because nothing will ever be just smooth sailing. I will never send you a lie. Nothing will ever be smooth sailing. Marriage is hard. It has been one of the hardest things I've ever done, but one of the most rewarding. So, yeah, that's what I gotta say. So, good morning, and I pray you have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I pray that, love finds you. All right, bye bye.